Now, the classic failure to stop drill, which is also known as a Mozambique or a body armor defeating drill, is 2 to the body followed by 1 to the head. The problem with this, in my experience, is that you have no idea how many rounds you're going to need to put to the body in a real world situation before taking that headshot. So I have my own particular take on this drill. And the way I teach this is I call a random number, and that is the number of shots to the body. Then I follow that up with 1 additional shot to the head. So whatever number is called out will be the body shots followed by 1 to the head. Now, as an isolation drill in your training, this drill not only is a viable engagement sequence for the real world, but it also gives you a lot of work on both vertical transitions and on what I call throttle control. Throttle control is the ability to move from an easier shot to a more difficult shot or vice versa appropriately. And that is a very difficult thing to develop for most shooters. And it's also a crucial thing to develop if you ever want to have a high level of shooting skill, right? So there's several drills that work on this and they need to be prioritized in your training. So even if you're just a sporting shooter, you're not thinking about defense, this is still a very important drill to work on. If you're a defensive-minded shooter, this drill is absolutely essential. It's one of the essential engagement sequences for a real gunfight, and it's also a good way to develop the mental and physical attributes and skills you need to apply your shooting on demand and under stress. So we're going to do this live now, and once again, the way this is going to work is I'm going to have my assistant, Mr. Troy Galat, call out a random number of shots to the body for me, and I will follow that up with 1 shot to the head.
All right, shooter ready? Stand by. 3, 2, 5.
So as you can see, this introduces an element of thinking into my shooting training as well, which is also important. We tend to neglect that in our training, and it's vitally important in my opinion. The shooting itself needs to be a subconscious skill, and our conscious mind needs to be able to make decisions that influence how we apply our shooting. So we're introducing that into this drill by having him call out that random number. Work this in your training, work it extensively, and it will pay great dividends for you for your shooting moving forward. Practice it at different distances, different difficulties, and eventually move to where you can have a moving headshot. You can have a moving target where you're doing a headshot. You can have a hostage target in front of this. There's all kinds of variations you can work through on this for your own practice, right? So make sure you train hard on this and your skill will improve. For more information, stay tuned to Trigger Time TV. Check us out at graybeardactual.com. And until next time, remember, the way is in training.
2, 3.
Trigger Time TV is brought to you by Bravo Company Manufacturing.